Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be deep diving into one of the best strength building movements out there, the deadlift. So whether you're chasing PRs or just trying to get stronger overall, I'm here to share 5 proven tips to increase your deadlift faster. Alright, so tip number 1 is to perfect your form before trying to go up in weight. So a lot of people tend to throw out there that you need to keep a straight back, which I feel like is a common misconception. Honestly, keeping a straight back is quite important, but it's not as important as a lot of people like to play it out as. Because a lot of people, they tend to keep a completely straight back, which might actually compromise how much you're able to deadlift. Again, what's most important, I feel, is to keep a relatively straight back, but don't make it unnatural. Follow the natural curvature of your spine. And what I also like to do is kind of round my lower back a tiny bit, just so I get a better lat engagement, which will help your deadlift immensely. But just going off the basics, keep a relatively straight back. Obviously don't go ahead and arch your back like crazy, and especially don't arch your lower back. Another thing is to if you're doing conventional, keep your feet shoulder width apart. If you're doing sumo, what I like to do, it's really up to preference or what feels best for you. When it comes to your foot placement, I like to have my feet wide enough apart to the point where my shins are vertical or just a bit past 90 degrees, so it's kind of triangle shaped, which is usually around the rings of the deadlift bar. So that's where I like to place my feet. And
chocolate treats for you and your friends.
Anyways, back to the video. That's a little ad break. About my feet, what I like to do is to keep my bar over the midfoot. So when you go to pull the slack, you kind of push your shins towards the bar, and then you'll get a better leverage when you go to pull the bar. So yeah, that's another tip. And especially when it comes to conventional deadlifting, is to hinge your hips. Don't just bend down, pick up the bar. You gotta kind of imagine there's a string attached to your hips, and then kind of I don't know if I can demonstrate it, but kind of under the string. Don't just go down and pick up the bar, because that'll engage too much of your back. You gotta use your hips and legs. Imagine there's a string pulling your butt, and then just hinge back. And when you go to pull, see it as a leg press rather than a pull, because that'll utilize way more of your lower body instead of just your back. So yeah, increasing your deadlift, obviously. So yeah, and another thing is keeping your chest up. Yeah, just it's a lot of it is mental. Try to keep your chest up all the way through the movement, so you don't snap in half when deadlifting. So yeah, but remember, form is quite important, very important when it comes to deadlifting, because if you deadlift with incorrect form and load too much weight, you might end up with a nasty injury that will last months or years. Or third tip is to not just train how heavy you can lift, but also how explosive you can be. I'm about to blow. So try to practice with lighter weight, or you can do heavier weight, whatever, but try to be conscious about lifting explosively, which doesn't mean ego lift or you not pulling the slack, but try to do it quickly, because that will fine-tune your CNS, your central nervous system, to work more effectively and way more explosive, which generates more power. So yeah, just train your body to handle short bursts of a lot of power output, basically. Another crucial tip when it comes to deadlifting is I see a lot of people who are dependent on using straps. While straps can 100% help with your deadlift, you shouldn't be dependent on straps, because then you forget to train your grip strength, and eventually they'll catch up to you when you go to increase the weight, because the straps, they won't help forever. You also got to increase your actual grip strength. Using your grip, increasing your grip strength can be done by again, using less straps. When you go to do other lifts than, when you're doing your pull day, try to use straps less, because that'll indirectly strengthen your grip over time. You can also, do different various grip exercises, which might involve like, those like grip things. You can train that as well. Or just, basically when you go to do exercises, try to avoid using straps. Farmer walks and like rack pulls, where you try to hold a bar. You just lift the bar off the rack and just try hold a bunch of weight, of course without using straps. And if you're adamant on not using straps, you can also use chalk, which will help counteract sweat or whatever that might cause the bar to slip. So it'll help you get a better grip, basically. Last tip, number 5, is to program your deadlifting. Don't just go in and max out every single time you go to deadlift, because that'll eventually fatigue your body, which will eventually cause you to hit a plateau. And if you just keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna be stuck in a plateau for a very long time. So try to play around with different programming. You can create your own, you can buy some. I'm not one to dictate what you do, but try to program smart. Again, just don't max out every week. Push yourself, but don't overdo it. Because deadlifts are a very taxing movement and will quickly fatigue your central nervous system if done too intensely. And again, so try to structure your workouts. Play around with different rep ranges. For deadlifts, I like to stick within if I were to have a program, I would put like high volume deadlifts the first 2 weeks, where I'll play around with rep ranges ranging from 3 to 5 all the way to 8, maybe 8 reps, fine tune my body and get my body used to the weight. And then I'll increase the intensity every week or every other week. And then at the end of that block or whatever, max out there, and afterwards maybe take a deload and then repeat the cycle. So comment down below if you want me to make a program or whatever for you guys to use. That could be for deadlifts or squats or bench or anything. And I'll see what I can do. But that's another tip. Very important. Don't max out. That's also just gonna cause you to get an injury along the line. So be mindful of that. So there you have it. 5 useful deadlift tips. If you want, comment down your current deadlift PR, and I'll see if you're strong or not. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.